Back in school, my ENT professor used to say, never, ever, ever keep an earpick in your house. Human genetics fall into two types, the dry earwax gene and the wet earwax gene. I have the dry earwax gene, so my earwax is supposed to come out on its own, without me having to dig it out. But that's not always true as I get older. There was a time when my hearing was muffled because my earwax was completely blocked, so I had to visit an ENT clinic. I still go to get my ears cleaned out from time to time. A close junior of mine opened a family medicine clinic in my neighborhood, so I go to him. He doesn't charge me, we're good friends. Out of curiosity, I looked up the standard fee on Google. First, I asked, how much does it cost to get earwax removed at an ENT clinic in South Korea? This is the response I got.
In South Korea, the cost for earwax removal at an ENT clinic is as follows. It's included in the basic consultation fee. In most cases, earwax removal isn't a separate charge, but is included in the ENT consultation fee. Cost range. A simple earwax removal is usually covered by the basic consultation fee. For a new or follow-up visit, if the earwax is severely impacted and requires more complex treatment, the cost may increase. It typically costs around $7 to $14. Health insurance coverage. Earwax removal is a covered benefit under national health insurance. If it's for medical treatment, therefore the out-of-pocket cost is minimal.
Then I asked, how much does it cost in the US? And this is what came back.
Without insurance, self-pay. Varies by provider. At a primary care physician's PCP office or an urgent care center, it's typically between $100 and $250. At an ENT specialist's office, the cost is higher than a general practitioner, ranging from $150 to over $300. Varies by removal method. Simple manual removal or irrigation is less expensive. More precise methods, like microsuction using a microscope, can be more costly. Varies by region. In major cities like New York or Los Angeles, the cost of living is higher, so healthcare can be 20 to 40% more expensive. With insurance. Insurance covers treatment. If earwax removal is diagnosed as medically necessary due to hearing problems or pain, it is covered by health insurance. You only pay the out-of-pocket cost copay deductible with insurance. You don't pay the full bill, but instead pay the set copay or deductible, which is typically between $0 and $40.
Finally, I asked, how much does it cost in the UK? And this is the reply.
In the UK, the cost of earwax removal varies significantly, depending on the clinic. Unlike in South Korea, the pricing structure for the National Health Service, NHS, and private clinics is very different. 1. Using the National Health Service NHS. Generally, free earwax removal is typically free through the NHS. Access issues. However, in many areas, earwax removal is no longer a core service provided by GPs, and NHS services for this procedure are becoming less common. Long wait times. Even in places where the service is available, the wait times can be very long, which is a major frustration for many people. 2. Using a private clinic or an optician hearing professional. There is a cost. People who have difficulty accessing the NHS or need faster treatment often go to private clinics or audiologists and must pay for the service. Average cost. The typical cost for earwax removal is between $40 and $100. It may be cheaper to get just one ear done. The cost varies by removal method. Microsuction, which is considered the safest method, usually costs between $60 and $100. Specialist cost. Seeing an ENT specialist can cost up to $350, with the consultation fee included. Various providers, chains like Specsavers and Superdrug, also offer earwax removal services at a more affordable price, usually around $55, $60. In conclusion, while earwax removal may be free through the NHS, access issues and long wait times mean that many people in the UK end up paying around $40, $100 to use private services.
Wow, that's a pretty big difference in cost. Lately, I've noticed a few older Americans and Brits in my neighborhood. I have a hunch that they might be moving here mainly for the healthcare. The psychological phenomenon where something abnormal starts to feel normal after it becomes a daily routine is something I've defined as routinormalism. I'm sure you remember that. For today's routinormalism, we covered how the habit of cleaning your ears at home can be really bad for your health. But once it becomes part of your daily routine, you might not even realize the danger.